Gospel for Unreached. Our mission is to spread the good news to the whole world through the internet. Jesus commissioned his disciples to go into all the world and preach the good news to all creation. Mark 16:15. Come, let us join our hands and hearts to reach the lost and tell them the love of Jesus. Therefore, go and make disciples to all nations. Life-changing sermons in several languages, CD, DVD, MP3, and Bible tracts are available free of cost. And if you would like to learn more and get involved with our ministry or sponsor a missionary, orphan, please feel free to contact us by email at gospelunreached@yahoo.com or call us at 310-408-2823. Your comments and suggestions are very valuable to our ministry. We enjoy hearing from our visitors. Thanks for visiting. Please come back and visit us soon. May the Lord richly bless you. Thank you.
And that's the greatness of this Christ. So I have to thank God for choosing me for His kingdom. I was born in a Hindu family, born and brought in Hindu ways. My father is a strong Hindu still. He built a Hindu temple, he was still going over there. And my brother, my mother, everyone was a strong Hindu background. My young age, I was very much a joyful guy. I just go around with people, enjoy with people. I think the moment incident happened in my life that changed my entire course of my journey, and that took a long hit in my life. I never thought I would become a Christian. I never thought I would worship Jesus. I never wanted to worship Jesus. I was totally against all those stuff. The reason behind I never wanted to be a Christian is I was homosexually abused by a Christian guy, and he used to abuse me only during Sundays. I was totally devastated. I think it happened at my very young age. So I thought, I didn't want to be Christian. Then my life got changed. I got into a lot of sins. I wanted to away from people. I went away from people. And it took a journey. It took a journey for me. I said I never wanted to speak to people. I started to drink more. I never used to mix anything. The alcohol is just plain alcohol. I wanted to die. I used to smoke a lot. I didn't go to college third semester, and that third semester didn't go. I just go and drink, smoke. I wanted to die. I never wanted to mix with people. Fourth semester results came, a lot of arrears. So I had to go to college, because otherwise college will debar me. So I just went to college. Then when I went to the college, the first time I saw my classmates, first semester, and then when they asked me how many arrears we have, then I saw some 6 friends stood up with me, and those became my friends. And then from there on, I had a decent college life. I just smoked, drank, I done everything. I wanted to die. I just wanted to live alone. Some days I never come out of the home for 8-9 days. I just lived a silent life. But I used to mingle with friends a little bit here and there, and they used to come to my home. But I can't tell to anyone what I went through. I never able to tell to anyone. But one thing I decided is I never wanted to be Christian. I rejected God. I said, never ever I'm going to be Christian. Then the things went on. After my college life, I don't know what to do, because I did chemical engineering. I have no clue what I studied. So there's nothing. I know even HTO also I don't know what it is. So I I thought of going to a film industry. So that's where I got a couple of my roommates, where they were assistant directors, they were in the movie side. They used to bring a lot of girls to our room. That became again a mental distraction to me. I was totally distracted. I used to run away. When I cried. It's a nightmare. Every Sunday it's a nightmare to me. I used to run. At some point I fed up and then I shouted at the purple and then I went away to my Bangalore. Then I started my journey. I took the journey because I didn't have any peace at all. I don't know where, I don't want to live. Already my health has deteriorated a lot. Doctor has advised not to drink and smoke. If I drink anything again, I will die. So my health is totally down. There's no way I can drink again. So then I was with my brother. Then I started my journey with all the other religions. First I took the Buddhism because it's kind of mind control. And I was totally into like checking all the meditations and all. Then it didn't work out for me, but I used to challenge a lot over this period. I used to check out and see whether it works for me or not. If it doesn't work, I just quit. I just move on. I think most of the time, that's what I used to say, move on. But in that meantime, Saturn has put a strong hold on my mind. I don't know, some days I'm not able to wake up at all. Some other days morning will be huge stuff. You get a huge trauma. You cannot even imagine what kind of trauma we can go through. It is not easy. And I had no friends to share and nothing. I decided and I tried meditations. Didn't work out. I moved on. I moved on to Osho. Osho is again advanced part of meditation. I tried everything. Used to dancing. I just put everything, all my things. It didn't work out. I said, move on. Then I went to Brahma Kumari, again in a meditation center. Within a week I moved on because it is nonsense. And then I got a job. First thing, I got a job because of God, because I never used to believe in praying and all. But it was a dark time and I have nothing, I have nobody to share. And I have no hope in getting a job because I'm nothing. I don't know my degree, what I read. I was trying in software. I didn't know anything about software. So I just prayed to God, can you give me a job to me? I think it's New Year time. Exactly, everyone is celebrating. I was in my room alone. That's the first time I heard some message a pastor is preaching. And then I just prayed with God, can you give me a job? And I fixed a date of Feb 7 because my wife's birthday is Feb 7. So I decided to fix the date as well to God. I didn't realize that will happen because I never had a faith to realize that I will get a job. Only source for me to leave is my wife. If she is not there, I would have died at the time. I didn't want to leave. I wanted to die. So only the love I had with her made me to go, to keep, at least to live sometimes. Then exactly Feb 5, no hope. I was just packing my bags to my hometown. I even not even planning to attend any interview at all. Suddenly my brother went to his old office, Feb 6. He went to his old office to sell some of his friends. He's flying to US. So I was going back to my hometown. That office they called me and said, hey, there is no opening. Why can't you ask your brother to join? Then no interview. Feb 7, I had the offer letter. Then I didn't realize that God gave me this job. I just ignored God again. Then I went to Muslim. So I was having a Muslim friend. I was going to mosque for 6 months or 7 months. Some other things were revealing. It was good. Then the certain doubts came. My ass challenged again. I said, move on. Nothing has changed in my life. I was still living in the way I want to, but I didn't want to have friends. I stayed alone. I took a room alone. I don't know, I never went inside Bangalore. Even I was there in Bangalore in EC. I stayed in a room in AC. I never went inside. Bangalore for 3 years I was there. I just go drink. Still I was drinking. When the doctor advised me not to drink, still I was taking every week once here and there. But there's no other way I can. My mind was entirely down. I knew I was totally out of this world. Nothing was there. I never wanted to be a Christian. I got married. I came out to US. In US, I started to learn Christ more. I think my wife never pushed me to be in Christ. She knew that I never going to be a Christian. So she knew entirely that I never going to work out. I tried every religion, so I knew what religion makes and what it does. Slowly, I stopped laughing, I stopped talking to people, I stopped everything around me. I think from college to my marriage, I never had best friends. I don't know how much I laughed. I never went home to see my parents. I used to stay alone. So there's a dark period happened. Then after college, after my marriage, first time I thought of, okay, let me check what Christ is all about. Then I took a decision to learn about Christ. So I learned Christ. So I sent my wife to India, and then a lot of other courses helped me to learn about Christ. Knowing Christ is an important step to my life. I thought, oh, this could be a real God. But nothing has changed in my life. I had people around now. I started to think. I had people around now. I started to speak normally. But internally, the pain, the traumas that was inside, it was inside still. There were days I could not be able to wake up. I think early morning is the first time to get out of the bed. Because the traumas is huge and the kind of pain I went through is huge. One day, knowing Christ I felt it's a joy, but I never experienced Christ. It took a lot of time to experience Christ. The day I experienced Christ is an important day in my life. I was in my bed, I couldn't be able to wake up. I couldn't be able to move. And I said, God, I can't do anything. God, can you touch me? I can't do anything. The day I asked this prayer, God hugged me. He hugged me and said, son, I love you. That time I felt, I had in tears for 2 hours. I couldn't be able to move. God, there are 10 years of trauma in my life. God, I cannot be able to move. He said, move on. I started to hear the word move on back in my life. He said, next day I said, God, I cannot move on. He said, move on. He holded his hand with my hand. He just took my hand. He said, move on. I couldn't be able to tell by what has happened. He said, move on, move on. 5th day, I'm out. I'm out of all the things, whatever in my life. Healing was happened. Deliverance was happened. Everything was happened. I thought, God, what a God He is. He just saved me. If He is not there, I'm a dead person. I'm a dead soul. There's nothing in me. I was searching so many gods. I went through so many areas. Nothing in me. He just searched me out. God. I know there are a lot of problems with me right now, going around in the office and everything. I have no clue what is going around in me. But one thing I only know, God saved me. Amen. I don't know whether I have a job or not. I have no clue. But the only thing I have trust in Jesus. I have the joy still because it's because of Jesus. God, I will serve you, God, because you gave me this life. God, I will give you the heart because you delivered me. No one has delivered me. God, that no trauma, no doctor would have, I don't know which doctor would have taken to take this trauma out of my mind. God, you gave me to forgive the people who did it to me. I want to thank the Lord for whatever He is doing, and especially I want to thank my wife because if she is not, then I'm dead soul. Thank you.